Hello lovely viewers, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful News official YouTube channel, your top destination for the most explosive CBS soap updates. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and give this video a huge thumbs up. In a moment that fans will never forget, and one that the Bold and the Beautiful will replay for years in flashbacks, Poppy Nozawa drops a life-altering bombshell. Just as fists fly and emotions boil over in a Forrester Creations showdown, Poppy steps in to stop the madness, and confesses the unimaginable. Luna. Finn's not your father. He never was. With those 8 soul-crushing words, Luna's entire identity shatters. What unfolds next is a whirlwind of 100,000 words of emotional chaos, betrayal, shocking flashbacks, and the re-emergence of a mystery man from Poppy's past. This moment doesn't just change Luna. It rocks the Finnegan, Forrester, and Logan families to the core. Fight night at Forrester Creations. It begins in chaos. Luna is in a heated argument with Steffi, Lee, or possibly even Elektra, depending on who you believe started it. Sparks fly. Furniture nearly topples. Luna's voice cracks with pain. "I'm not your puppet, Steffi. I belong here." Suddenly, Poppy bursts through the office doors, out of breath, desperate, and terrified. "Stop," she screams. "That's enough." All eyes turn. Silence falls. Then Poppy does the unthinkable. She collapses to the floor, sobbing, and begins to confess. Poppy's shattering confession. "Luna. I've lied to you your whole life. Finn, he's not your father." Luna's knees nearly buckle. Finn, watching from the doorway, staggers back. Lee gasps. Ridge clutches Brooke's hand. Everyone's world just turned upside down. "What are you talking about?" Luna whispers. "You told me I was part of this family. You made me believe." A history of deception. Cue the flashbacks. Poppy alone in a tiny apartment. A positive pregnancy test. Her brief, scandalous fling with a mysterious man whose face is hidden. We see her later knocking on Jack Finnegan's door, desperate for help, knowing he has influence and wealth. She makes a deal, pretend Finn is the father. Lee and Jack agree to help, but they make her swear to keep the secret forever. "I needed to protect you," Poppy sobs to Luna. "I didn't know what else to do." Finn's fury. Finn is devastated. His sister? His blood? Gone. "You lied to me too," he snaps. "I welcomed you. I trusted you. And it was all a lie?" Poppy pleads, but it's too late. "I never meant for you to get hurt. I just didn't know how to tell you the truth." Finn storms out. He can't look at Poppy. He can't look at Luna. And he can't face Steffi, not after defending them both to his own mother. Luna collapses. Luna is inconsolable. She cries in RJ's arms. "Who am I? I don't know who I am anymore." RJ tries to comfort her, but his own confusion and heartbreak are clear. "Does this mean we're not related to Finn at all? Were you just using his name to get in at Forrester?" Luna slaps him. "How dare you ask me that?" The two part, shaken. The once golden couple is now in ruins. Lee goes nuclear. Lee loses it on Poppy. "You made me believe you were family. You used my son, my dead son's name, to climb up the ladder." Poppy tries to explain her intentions, but Lee is past compassion. "I want you out of this company. Out of my family. And I never want to see you or that girl near Finn again." Who is Luna's real dad? Poppy reveals she doesn't know for sure. It could be Deacon Sharp, the man she had a fling with during her wild years. Or Bill Spencer, from a night she barely remembers. Or even a stranger she met in Vegas. Luna is horrified. "You don't even know who my father is?" Deacon hears the rumors. He looks at a photo of Luna, and sees his own eyes staring back. DNA test drama. Brooke encourages Deacon to demand a DNA test. You need to know. Luna deserves to know. Deacon agrees. Poppy resists. But Luna, finally reclaiming her voice, says, I'll do it. Because I want to know who I am, with or without you. The results are in. The envelope arrives. The entire family gathers. The results? Paternity confirmed, Deacon Sharp. Gasps. Deacon collapses into a chair. Brooke's jaw drops. Sheila watches from the shadows with a wicked smile. RJ punches a wall. Luna? She runs. Luna shuts down. She vanishes for days. Ignores texts. Leaves her job. Doesn't talk to Deacon, Poppy, or RJ. When she finally returns, it's not to reconcile, but to say goodbye. I need space. I need to go somewhere far away. Somewhere I can figure out who I am. Luna leaves Los Angeles. Steffi watches from the window as Luna drives off. Finn joins her, arms crossed. Did we do the right thing? She asks. Finn shrugs. There's no right or wrong here. Only damage. The aftershocks. RJ falls into depression. Deacon questions everything, especially his future with Hope. Sheila sees Luna's pain as her opportunity to strike. Lee tries to sue Poppy for defamation and emotional damage. Bill Spencer gets a mysterious text, Are you sure she isn't yours? The return? Months later, Luna returns, but she's different. Stronger. Colder. Fashion-forward. Strategic. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here to take back what's mine. She walks into Forrester. Everyone stares. She smirks. You're not getting rid of me that easily. Who is Luna now? The final twist? A box Luna carried back from her travels. Inside is a letter, and a photo, from a woman claiming to be Luna's real grandmother. The message. Your father wasn't Deacon. He wasn't Bill. He was Nick Marone. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Monday, July 7th, reveals that a shot was fired after Sheila Sharp seized Luna Nozawa's gun. Lee Finnegan also held Poppy Nozawa responsible for Luna's issues, so let's talk about all the curveballs in Monday's BNB occasion. At the Sand House, Luna tried to get Sheila on her side and claimed Steffi Forrester was the reason they were forced to go to Axe's. Sheila knew from her own experience that using a gun wasn't the right way to handle this and prompted Luna to put it down. Once Hayes Finnegan's name came up, Luna made it clear that she'd no way hurt her half-family. Steffi wondered how Luna anticipated her to believe that when she was standing there with the armament. Luna stood her ground on having a relationship with Hayes and John Finnegan. Sheila kept trying to talk Luna down, but Luna claimed she'd waited long enough to connect with her dad. However, Luna felt she could have the father-son bond she wanted, if Steffi could just look beyond the history and stop standing in the way. Sheila pushed Luna to stop hanging Steffi, but Luna argued that she was and acted like she didn't bait Steffi there to harm her. Steffi decided that if Luna wasn't going to hurt her, also she'd free Ms. Dillon and get them both out of there so they could call the Bobbies. After Steffi maintained that Luna wouldn't be part of Finn's life, Luna stopped her from going in the other room. Sheila eventually dove for Luna's armament, which led to a struggle. A shot was fired between them that left both Luna and Sheila looking shocked. At the sanitarium, Lee criticized Poppy for Luna's rotten nonage and felt her family was the reason Luna turned into a monster. After Lee took pity on Luna kindly, she reiterated that Poppy meddled everything up for her and assured Finn he was at fault. At the Precipice House, Ridge Forrester, Taylor Hayes, Electra Forrester and Will Spencer all bandied Steffi's meeting with Ms. Dillon, which should have been over by now. Will and Electra got updates on the weird fortune teller origami as well as news about Miss Sunshine being a coadjutor at the art program. There was also some talk about Sheila visiting Taylor to sound the alarm about Luna. Ridge decided to let Deputy Chief Bradley Baker know about Sheila coming over since his precedence was keeping his family safe. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say further Steffi marvels are headed Ridge and Taylor's way soon, so stay tuned. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers exercise videotape for the week of July 7th to 11th reveals that Liam Spencer's deliverance will go wrong and leave Bill Spencer with no defenses after Luna Nozawa's rage. B&B's daily promo kicks off with John Finnegan and Lee Finnegan's rearmost discussion at the sanitarium, where Lee's been condemning Poppy Nozawa for how Luna turned out. Luna was inescapably born bad, but Finn still can't have her anywhere near his family now that she's gone so far off the rails. Of course, Finn and Lee don't realize Luna's come indeed further deranged. A projectile just went off following Luna and Sheila Sharp's struggle at the sandhouse. B&B suckers will soon see that Sheila took a pellet, so her life will be at stake in the coming occurrences. The same goes for Liam, who'll barge in the sandhouse soon hoping to deliver Steffi Forrester. That deliverance will go horribly wrong since Liam will take a pellet as well. Latterly this week, Finn and others at the sanitarium will reply to multiple projectile victims being wheeled into the sanitarium. There'll be a third-person shot in addition to Sheila and Liam, so could Steffi get the upper hand and eventually shoot Luna to stop her? Whatever the case, there'll be some parlous surgeries thanks to all the injuries that go down. The show's daily exercise videotape shows Lee floundering to remove a pellet in the operating room with Bridget Forrester by her side. As for Bill, he'll face some outrage since he's the bone who got Luna out of captivity. Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes will clearly rip into Bill once they get updates on all the wild Luna news. "I've no defenses, and I'll lament it for the rest of my life," Bill declares in the promo clip. Despite Bill's numerous regrets, he'll just want a chance to see Liam in the fate of his son's horrible fire. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Liam will survive the firing, but one of the other victims won't make it out of surgery alive. It's going to be edge-of-your-seat drama this week on The Bold and the Beautiful. The videotape exercise reveals the fate of Luna's firing spree with a life or two hanging in the balance. Then's a look at what to anticipate for July 7th to 11th. This week's videotape kicks off with Finn and Lee in his office ignorant of the peril unfolding. The two bandy Lee's proposition that Luna wasn't born bad. Lee maintains that Luna's parenting with Poppy contributed to her jest. While Finn agrees with his mama's proposition, he says that he can't have Luna anywhere near my family. The exercise also cuts to the preschool with Luna and Sheila fighting over the gun. Shots can be heard as Steffi looks on in horror and Liam barges in. Latterly, at the sanitarium, Grace is on call when paramedics rush in with multiple projectile crack victims. Grace and the other croakers incontinently start working. Bridget and Lee are in the operating room when a problem arises. "Can you feel the pellet?" Bridget asks. "No," a dejectedly replies, although it's unclear who was shot. It doesn't take long for the families to arrive at the sanitarium. Ridge and Taylor stand surveillance as they await news. But their moment is intruded by Bill, who they're unhappy to see. The couple blast Bill for his part in Luna's rearmost crime, and he takes responsibility. "I've no defenses and I'll lament it for the rest of my life," Bill tells Ridge and Taylor. Forget fashion lines and romantic triangles. The Bold and the Beautiful kicked off the week of July 7th to 11th with the kind of unfiltered chaos, shocking gunfire, and family implosions that would make even Sheila Carter drop her infamous smirk. On Monday, July 7th, viewers were treated to a full-blown psychological thriller disguised as a daytime soap. The episode opened with Luna Nozawa fraying at the seams, blaming Steffi Forrester for her fractured life and estranged relationship with her father, Dr. John Finnegan. And it ended with a gunshot, 3 possible casualties, and an ominous question: who won't survive the week? Let's break down every sizzling, soul-crushing, and soap-shattering moment from today's jaw-dropping episode and preview what's coming in this dangerously unpredictable week of B&B. Luna snaps, "Steffi made me do this." The scene was already tense at the beach school, but when Steffi Forrester stepped into the lion's den, aka the locked classroom where Luna was holding Ms. Dillon hostage, she didn't expect to be greeted by a loaded gun, a ranting half-sister, and the unlikely voice of reason, Sheila Carter. Luna, barely able to contain her emotions, wailed to Sheila. "She's the problem. Not me. Steffi is the one who's tearing this family apart." Steffi, in full mama bear mode, stood tall. "You're standing there with a gun. How do you expect me to believe you're not a threat? Luna shot back with venom. Hayes is my brother. I would never hurt him. But even as her voice trembled, the gun remained in her grip. Sheila, the woman with more felonies than fashion sense, tried to de-escalate the ticking time bomb that was her granddaughter. This isn't how you get people to listen, Luna, Sheila warned. Put the gun down, now. Lee blames Poppy, this is her fault. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Lee Finnegan was unleashing her own storm on Poppy's memory. She slammed down the file she'd been reviewing, her voice full of frustration and regret. Poppy did this. She kept Luna from you, Finn. She poisoned her. She turned her into a monster. Dr. John Finn Finnegan, visibly shaken, stared at the floor. Maybe if I'd been there, I could have changed something. Maybe Luna wouldn't be like this. Lee didn't budge. You are not to blame for her spiral. Poppy is. You were denied the chance to be a father, and now look at what we're dealing with. They both agreed on one thing, Luna was dangerous, and she could no longer be anywhere near Finn's family. Ridge calls him back up, something isn't right. Back at the Cliff House, Ridge Forrester, Taylor Hayes, Electra Forrester, and Will Spencer were gathered in confusion. This meeting with Hayes' teacher should have been over hours ago, Taylor said, checking the time. Will mentioned the origami fortune teller made by Miss Sunshine, a mysterious figure in Hayes' preschool class. Electra raised the alarm. No one even knows who Miss Sunshine is. She's been around kids without permission. Taylor, worried, revealed that Sheila Carter had visited her recently with a warning about Luna. That was enough for Ridge to pick up the phone and call Deputy Chief Bradley Baker. I want a unit dispatched to the beach school. Something's not right, and I'm not waiting for it to get worse. Too late. Gunfire and chaos, put it down, Luna. Back at the beach school, Steffi made her final plea. If you're not going to hurt me, I'm going to find Ms. Dillon, and then I'm calling the cops. You're not going to be a part of Finn's life. She turned to leave, but Luna snapped. Not so fast. Sheila acted on instinct, lunging toward the weapon in Luna's hand. Struggle. Screams. Panic. Bang. The camera froze on Luna's and Sheila's horrified faces. One of them was shot. But which one? Liam bursts in, and gets caught in the crossfire. Unbeknownst to anyone, Liam Spencer had been racing to the school, intent on saving Steffi. But just as he kicked open the door and ran toward the chaos, another shot rang out. Liam collapsed. His eyes locked with Steffi's before he hit the ground. Liam, she screamed. Sheila, blood pooling around her, gasped. Luna dropped the gun, trembling. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean for this. The hospital goes into emergency mode. At the hospital, alarms blared as paramedics wheeled in the victims. 3 gunshot victims. Blood everywhere. And only 2 operating rooms available. Dr. Grace Buckingham was first on the scene, barking orders. Dr. Bridget Forrester rushed into surgery with Lee, where a bullet was lodged too deep. Can you feel it? Bridget asked. No, Lee replied, frustrated and panicked. Families began arriving. Ridge and Taylor were first, terrified, devastated, and full of questions. Is it Steffi? Please tell me Steffi's okay. Taylor cried. Bill's regret, I will regret this forever. And then? Bill Spencer walked in. The man who pulled strings to get Luna out of prison stood before the wreckage she caused. Ridge lost it. You let her out. This is on you. Bill didn't argue. He simply stared at the floor, broken. I have no excuses, he whispered. And I will regret this for the rest of my life. Who survives? Who dies? One of the 3 gunshot victims won't make it out of surgery. Sheila's life is on the line. Liam is unconscious. A third, still unnamed person, was hit in the chaos. Could it be Ms. Dillon? Hospital monitors beeped. The UR lights flashed red. And Steffi sat outside the door sobbing, praying that Liam would survive long enough to say goodbye to Kelly. Preview of July 8th to 11th, more death, more drama. The weekly preview reveals Sheila's fate will be decided by Lee and Bridget's risky surgery. Liam may fall into a coma, prompting Bill's emotional meltdown. Ridge and Taylor will demand answers from Luna, who may finally reveal why she did all this. Poppy returns to LA, facing Lee's wrath and an LAPD investigation. A surprise funeral is being filmed on location, but who's in the casket?